Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Alextrocast. As most of you know, because you all exist. The other day, or yesterday, no, the day before yesterday was 9/10/21.
Today's the 12th.
Yes, it's 2 days ago, you idiot.
Never mind.
Okay, but yeah, the day before yesterday. It's 2 days ago,
Yeah, and we went over to
and we.
to, to your place. I mean, Caesar and I went over to your place. You were already at your place.
Yeah, I was there already.
Yeah, you've always been.
I so Caesar and David came over to my house. Caesar showed up first with the pizza and some Mountain Dew, and we were talking. This is before David showed up. We were talking about Jellystone, the cartoon on HBO Max, and it's like, and he's like, if you were a character, you'd be Yogi Bear. Caesar said, and I was like, no, I want to be Captain Caveman. And then I made a Captain Caveman scream and went yeah like that, and and like Caesar like
Poor Caesar.
Caesar shot Mountain Dew out of his nose.
I I
I
wasn't
was
there
like,
for that one, but I was there for a second round of that.
yeah, I'm just saying that I got Caesar to shoot liquid out of his nose in like record breaking time.
It's like the miles per hour coming out of his nose.
Yeah.
And then we played Worms, and then I made him shoot Mountain Dew out of his nose again.
Well, I don't remember what the joke
I
was.
don't remember either. I just remember that it happened.
So it was it was kind of a worm themed night where we played
Yeah,
worms, and we also
watched the larva.
we watched some larva with Caesar, and
Watching larva makes my like stomach churn.
it made you very.
Makes me dizzy.
It makes you dizzy.
Yeah.
To me, yeah. I think not worms. Worms is a good game and all.
Yeah.
I think larva is like, it has its moments where it's really funny, and then it's like shovelware if it was a cartoon.
Shovelware shows.
Yeah,
It's like
bargain bin, I guess.
Motu Patlu of Netflix.
Present.
Present. Hero Brian,
Um,
present.
Creepers having sex.
Present. Kss.
On today, whatever. Yeah, we say dab.
Oh.
To dab. Oh, okay. Um. So during yeah, okay, if you haven't like turned off the podcast yet, yesterday, me and David, we were recounting stories. Well, I was recounting stories, and also David was
Yeah.
of like elementary school again, only because my brain is rotten and it has like the imprint of a Mario 64 on it because I slammed it into a whatever at the McDonald's.
Yeah.
So I wanted to tell the story about this guy I knew, and he was like this. Oh, I'm chewing gum, by the way. I need to take it out of my mouth because it's probably messing up the fucking video.
Yeah. The podcast,
Um,
our sacred
yeah,
podcast.
it's a good podcast. How dare I chew the
How
the
dare you?
yeah? Stop watching the podcast.
Yeah.
Um, so this guy I knew, he was a chubby guy. So I went to an art elementary school, which is very weird to say. Okay, hiccup out of the way. Wait, no, it's okay. Hiccups out of the way. I went to this elementary school that was like called Art Academy, and they were like very like praised about, not praised, but they're like very like braggy about they're like, oh yeah, we're art school for kids. Your kid's an artist. Good. Your kid's an artist. He'll love it here. Your kid's not an artist. They're gonna love it here anyways because
Yeah.
they're gonna learn regular stuff. So the teachers there were idiots that were supposedly artists or something like that. Either that or they were teachers. Some of them were probably real teachers. Some of them were like artists that didn't make it and then decided to like teach. And so that's the school. And it's not an art school anymore because one of the teachers, she was this old bitch that no one liked. And and she quit, she retired, and she took the garden. So there was a garden at the school. She
Oh.
uprooted the whole damn thing and took it with her. And also in front of the school there was a massive mural. There was a massive mural of like clowns doing ballerina, right? Like it sounds weird, but it was really nice to have there, right?
Okay, yeah.
And they took it was massive. It was like giant, and she took it. And now the school just has like a proper name, and and like okay, so imagine like clown colors, right? The school was colored like it was like pastelly yellow and like nice and like blue, and like it had some like reds and stuff like that, right? Like it's
You
what you
went to
imagine.
clown
It's like
school.
it's not like so, it's like what you imagine like a circus look like, right? But that you can laugh at that now, but it's sad what they did. They painted it like monotone gray and shit like that. They like
Yeah.
covered shit up,
I'd
and it was
rather I'd
like
rather have it
it
be a
was
clown school.
they it was Chris Chan's shirt, but it was
In a school form.
yeah, and
Christian.
I painted a mural there too on one of the walls. I have no idea if they covered it up or not. But just imagine like going into like a museum, and like you see like Mona Lisa and shit like that, right?
Yeah.
And then one day some bastard quits, and then like they paint over the paintings. So back to so now you know the history of this school. I want you to know about this fat guy that I know. He wasn't fat, but like he was a bit on the heftier side.
Yeah.
And so at school everybody has uniforms. I guess that's like a thing, but he wouldn't wear his uniform. Or I guess he would sometimes, but he wouldn't wear his uniform most of the time. He'd wear a black tank top, and he'd wear gym shorts, and he'd wear slides, and he would spike his hair up like a pufferfish, and he had braces, right? And that was his bling. And he would write raps to rap battle people under another tree, like you know how I said people got
Yeah.
married under another tree, and I kicked it down.
There's trees for
There's trees designated for
everything.
certain things, and one on this tree they would go under and they'd rap battle, and they're like I slam my penis in the car door. Oh, okay. And so they would rap battle under this tree, and this was like later during the year, and uh
You have hiccups right now?
he like yes, I do have hiccups
Oh,
right now. It's horrible.
fantastic for a podcast.
Fantastic. Alex has hiccups, and his friend and his guy he knows is a rapper,
Episode
wannabe rapper. So you know
37 or
he's
something.
yeah he's a wannabe rapper. You know the types, right? He's like Brandon, certified Brandon moment, wannabe rapper style.
Yeah.
And he took his scooter to school one day. And no, so he would talk like, yeah, dude, I get it, yeah, and like how you would understand like a kid, like maybe like 12 years old would like speak like kind of
Oh.
like it's like a deep voice for a 12-year-old to have, but it's nothing like exaggerated.
Yeah.
And and he brought his scooter to school one day, and he was riding it home because I guess everyone lives really close to the school. So he rode it home, and he decided it was a good idea to swerve through traffic at this like stop sign, and this was in front of the grocery store, and he got hit by a car. He got hit by a car swerving through traffic, and he like the car hit him, and he like hit the hit, and he rolled off and hit the floor.
How
And
hard did it get hit?
hard enough for his like arm to break,
Oh man.
because like he said that like he felt his arm like drop,
Oh.
and so the guy came out of his car. Yeah, his girlfriend was in the car too, or it was
I
either his
think he
girlfriend
hit
or some
something.
lady. So they hit my friend,
Yeah.
and the guy gets out of the car and says, "Wow, you should be more careful." And he plops him onto the sidewalk and drives off and leaves him there for dead in front of the
I wonder if you ever got caught.
grocery store. I wonder that too.
He seemed very like nonchalant for like hitting a elementary school kid. Or you said he was
Yeah,
12, right?
and
Middle school.
yeah, but yeah. So we were like, and then he was on the news the other like a couple days after, and he was like, "So I was on my scooter and I was crossing the street,
He's totally
and
abandoning his like corpse
yeah,
voice.
yeah." He was like, yeah. So he like, I don't know, but poor guy. He was like, yeah, cause cause like if you act normal, and they're like, oh yeah, this and that, but like sometimes you get hit too hard, it changes you, and it's like,
Sometimes a
yeah.
car
So
just hits and changes your life.
yeah, he hit me, and so I was on my scooter, and I was crossing the street, and this guy hit me, and so I felt my arm, and it went plot like that. I felt it drop, and I felt it in my stomach where like that it hurts, and you just like it's like a pain, and then he comes out of his car, and he tells me that I should have been more careful.
And then he
All right,
drives off!
and then he rolls me onto the sidewalk, and he drove off,
He didn't roll me on the
and
sidewalk and he ran me over again!
and so I knew this guy too, and so my friend. So this was the time like I barely got Instagram.
Yeah,
My friend got Instagram, and I like was learning about Instagram, and
the start of an era.
yeah, start of an era, and so he posted a picture of like the picture of the news where he's like standing in front of the thing, and he's like, oh, this and that, my friend, car accident,
Oh,
whatever
poor
in the
guy.
news.
Yeah.
Pray for him, and I was like, oh, I should do that too because he's my friend, and I should do that because poor guy. And I did it. I copied and pasted the picture, and I wrote my own thing. I was like, yeah, my poor friend got hit by a car, this and that. We hope he's safe and whatever.
Yeah.
And my other friend posted it originally was like, you stole my post, you bastard. And I like that. That's what like gets me more. Where it's like someone I knew was hit by a car down the street from like the school, and he was
Yeah.
on the news and everything. And the one thing that like hits me the most about this story is that my friend was like, "You stole my post,
Just
you
mad at
asshole."
you. Taking a picture or like so-called stealing a post of something very important. Imagine if like all the BLM shit that happened last year was
Yeah, I was like, "You stole my
you
post."
stole my
The guy
black
who posted,
square.
you stole the black square, you bastard.
Yeah, it was mine.
It was mine first.
Yeah.
Oh, wait. Before I continue on any more like art academy stories, that's what they should be. This
Yeah.
podcast about art academy stories. Um, my Logan told me yesterday about like a get rich quick scheme where, something about like if you can sell a picture online, you sell a picture's ID online like for like $15,000. Like and he's like, dude, if you open up like a pixel art like software and just draw a monkey, and you like put it up on like you put it up for sale, like its ID and everything, you can like probably sell it for like $1 billion,
Sell your
$1,000.
NFTs.
I have no idea of what he was talking about, but it sounds very
I'm
familiar.
pretty sure
But
he's talking about NFTs.
yeah, he's like, if you have a following, I think only people with followings could do that.
I mean,
It's
80
like
subscribers.
80 subscribers, give us $10, please, each.
Yeah. You could sell your pixel art cats.
Ooh. I okay.
Like
I moved.
Gloop
I
cats.
moved my pixel art cats.
Yeah.
And also, if any listeners are daily viewers of Rav Tensive Instagram or Twitter and stuff like that,
Mhm.
and some drawing or image you like isn't there anymore on both accounts, it is most likely on my Newgrounds at the Alextronaut. That's where I got. I think that's the first place I used the Alextronaut.
Wow.
So I use it as a bank for safekeeping of all my art.
It's your vault of
yeah,
memories.
my vault of artistry.
Yeah.
Okay, back to Art Academy stories. Um, there was this guy I knew, and he was like a really good artist, and he would do really good drawings. Like imagine like the Binding of Isaac shit, right?
Yeah.
Like drawings like the Binding of Isaac, and he would draw shit like that. He would be like he drew Binding of Isaac level quality like art
I
back
didn't
in the
know
day
that.
while I was like yeah in elementary school.
Wow. Oh man, I remember when in elementary school, my elementary slash middle school was like combined, both of them, and kindergarten too. So that was kind of weird. But
Wow,
um, everyone wanted to get into drawing, and
really?
I think I started that. Also, I'm echoing. So
Yeah. Oh damn it! Wait, let me hold.
yeah, Alex is back.
Okay.
We're coming back in
Wow.
right
Oh,
here.
oh
Holy
yes.
shit!
Holy crap, Lois, it's me.
Holy crap, Lois.
Okay.
Um,
So speaking of people getting into art, Logan is like for his entire life he's like I'm gonna be an astrophysicist or some bullshit like aerodynamics thing for NASA, and he totally abandoned that like recently and was like I'm going to draw anime.
I'm going
He
to make
he threw
hentai.
he threw away like his like big brain vault of knowledge in
Yeah,
pursuit of being a Twitch streamer. That's just something I wanted to bring up on your thing.
he's gonna be a VTuber.
So continue on your escapade.
Okay, I thought we were gonna rip on Logan a little bit. um,
Uh, we can if you want. Yesterday he was unshaven and looked like a homeless man.
he can join them.
And
He'll
and
fight. He'll
yeah,
fit right in LA.
yeah, and also he tried making up like creatures at me. He was trying to get me to believe some story about like his friend who's a fisherman who like who went out in his boat and was attacked by like a fish called locally called the boat muncher, and
No, it's real.
he was trying to he fictionated this story where like this piratey captain ass looking person lost his testicle to the creature,
No, my one testicle.
and throughout the entire night he was just trying to make like up stories.
That's
And also,
that's some bullshit.
yeah, yeah, he was trying to make shit up on the spot, and then he left.
He left
He
because he
comes
couldn't
and
get you
goes.
to
He
believe.
comes and goes as he pleases because he has a car now, and his car doesn't work.
It's like a
It's like, yeah, it's
falling apart.
fresh out the dealership. It doesn't work.
Fresh out of the junkyard.
He said it's been like in the shop like 6 times already, and it's like a brand new car.
That's I don't know that tickled me pink.
It tickled you pink.
Yeah. What was it? Oh
Uh,
yeah, the drawing. Um,
yeah. So
we got we
go
got
on about that.
we got sidetracked by Logan's hentai. Um,
Logan's yeah. Logan drinking off to hentai.
um, I don't know. I just started. I was known as the artist
Wow.
in like middle school, and I would draw things for people and stuff. I drew a really damn good Titanic one time, and I think I saw it recently at Caesar's room. Um, I can't remember like where it is, but
I drew this boat that sank.
yeah, I don't know. I thought it was a cool looking boat.
You thought the Titanic was too cool for
It
school.
was too cool to lose the memory. I don't know where I'm going.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, and
We should have like a drawing of you should draw the Titanic for like the recording room and have and say in loving memory, and then it says 9/11.
next to it, it's got the towers.
Yeah. No, it's just the Titanic, but like the wrong
Oh yeah, the
tragedy.
wrong date.
It's the wrong tragedy,
It's
bro.
like
9/11.
9/11
In,
2001, and then it shows the Titanic.
exactly.
um, and then what else are yeah, so I was known as the artist, and then Sammy got better at drawing than me, and then I gave up.
Oh, that's so sad.
I don't think I was like that good at drawing. It was just I was good for a middle schooler,
Yeah,
but
you were good and
yeah, and then
oh hiccup, you were good You were good. You were good, and then you got showed up.
Yeah. I was like, fuck this. And then I became a musician.
Yeah, oh yeah, but you're fucking awesome at that.
Thanks. Uh,
And dude, I'm horrible at music right now. With like right now, my I had an assignment that was like make a music
okay, I
collage.
wanted to talk to you about that. I wanted to know how that went down.
Yeah, it was it.
It was
I
shit?
used I used scissors.
Yeah.
I used scissors, popsicle sticks. I tapped my finger and I used my door stopper because it went doing.
Oh. Doink.
And I was like, okay, poorly recreate the Mario Paint song. So it was like going boing 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 boing.
Were you
And it was really shit.
why didn't you or did you use the keyboard that you got, the MIDI controller?
I wasn't allowed to.
Oh, really? Hold on.
It's
What were the details of the assignment?
make a song with 4 tracks of random shit in your house.
Oh, that's cool.
And yeah, so that frustrated me so much that I've decided I 2 music classes are enough.
Oh.
I'm going back to trying no more because like I wanted to focus on I wanted to have a focus on music for a little bit so I can have like a better understanding, and I think I have enough understanding now. I have enough. I don't want any more.
That music class sounds a lot more interesting than mine. Mine is just music theory, and it's shit I either already know or get confused on because I'm not very good at reading sheet music.
Yours sounds like stuff I was more interested in. I'm taking a music technician class.
Well, we have the exact like things that
Opposite,
we,
like
we
yeah.
want.
Yeah. This is a what's it called?
The grass
Uh,
is greener on the other side or something.
Freaky Friday
Yeah,
area.
we've got a Freaky Friday of music
Yeah.
classes.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe I'll because you're a year ahead of me, so
Yeah.
I could probably get
Just take a music technician's class. It's so bad, but it's so cool actually. Like I had no idea that tapes, like tape recorders,
Yeah,
like the fucking tape on the inside is covered in like weird like metal oil, and like the needle is like a magnet,
yeah.
and when you speak into it, it'll vibrate and it'll like carve into like the like the oil, and it makes like music waves. Or not the music waves, the like sound waves, and when you play it back, it's just that. I had no idea that's how that worked, and it's pretty cool.
Yeah, I to this day I can't like figure out how the fuck they managed to like come up with
How
that.
does that work, you fucking
Yeah,
bastard?
and also like microphones and stuff. I have
Yeah, electricity to like the sounds to voltage to like sounds again. Like what? Yeah, what even?
yeah, I don't know understand how that can even how someone can even figure that out.
Dude, okay, wait. So in this class, I'm like the only one who's like an art guy, not a musician.
Hmm.
And so everyone's like, yeah, this. So like there was an assignment that's like, which microphone would you prefer? And everyone's like, because I do bass and this and that, this microphone definitely has the qualities, but also this and that. And I'm like, I
Um,
when I record my
my
when I
stupid
record
fucking
my voice
podcast.
lines for what
When I,
what
when I record my stupid fucking podcast.
when I record my stupid fucking podcast that you can listen to on Spotify right now, and I'm talking about you bastards. Uh, I'd use the Realtek R Razer headphone, and it's like everyone else is talking about like the
like the
like
Shure
their
like M57 or something. I don't even know the name of that
dude. That is
microphone.
literally the one that is like on the assignment like file. It's like if you had to choose between the like Shure or this and that, and it's like because okay it didn't piss me off. It made me anxious. It stressed me out. There we go. Where it's like everyone's talking about their instruments and stuff like that. And I'm like, I just record my voice over video games. And they told me, and the thing was choose between 3 different microphones, and it was the Shure M35 or whatever. And
Like
it
throw a
was
dart
like
blindfolded.
I know. So it was like do some research, and I was like, okay, it sounds like this microphone causes a lot more problems that you have to fix in post production. So I'm gonna go with the other one, and the other one doesn't do anything special, but it just doesn't. At least it
It
doesn't make
works.
me do extra work.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
then everyone else
So
is gonna have like a justification for getting the other
ev-
one that had all the
yeah,
problems.
they're like, dude. One other guy was like, when recording the guitar, this instrument. I mean, not this, when recording the guitar, this microphone sure does catch the things and that. But when you switch to another instrument like the clarinet, I would say this and that. I'm like, when
It's like, dude.
this microphone's better for Mario Kart. This was better for 3-on-3 hoops.
This one's better for worms.
This one's better for worms. This one's better for squirms. Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, I can get where they're coming from because some microphones are like made for guitars
Yeah.
and shit and drums.
Yeah, I hate it. I hate this class, and it's put a stop. It put an early stop to my like endeavors into like music training.
So
But at
it
least
took
I
that
know
to rain
enough.
down on your parade.
Yes, it took. No, it wasn't even. It was like the last straw on the like camel's back, where it's like I'm learning all this shit, and then this guy's like, it's like an entry level class, and he's throwing bullshit on me like I'm supposed to know it already.
Fucking leagues ahead.
Yeah, because like when I looked through the course, I was like, oh, it's gonna teach me how to use MIDI. It's gonna teach me how to do that. Oh, I purchased this thing. I purchased the MIDI keyboard so it could teach me how to use Ableton, like that.
Yeah.
Make music out of forks, and which one sounds better on instruments you don't play.
Oh god. It's like slam
I
your
want-
door and pitch correct it so that it makes Beethoven's like
I
third
learned how to
symphony.
pitch correct. I learned how to pitch correct, and I spent the whole night. I made the Star Wars theme song out of like bullshit sounds, and I was very happy about it. And then one sound, and then like one sound is like a C flat and a C4,
Mhm.
and like they sound identical when you pitch shift them. So the song goes like. And so it's like it like goes even though it's like it's not it's the correct pitch, but it sounds garbage.
Yeah, I mean, with sounds, you just kind of have to deal with
Yeah.
things sounding like shit when you pitch correct.
Yeah, but that
Shit.
I was going to turn that in for my music collage, but I was too not confident in it that I was just gonna, that he was
Yeah.
just gonna be like you just made Star Wars, nothing you didn't do what I asked. I was like, okay, write an original piece of trash, make it out of bullshit, turn it in. Good job, me.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
I kind of want to hear it.
No, it's I'm too ashamed
I'm
of it.
not, I'm not gonna grade you.
No, it's terrible. Like for real. Like, goddamn, horrible.
It's like I made this piece of shit.
I did it at 5 in the morning.
Oh, okay. Wait, 5 in the morning. Yesterday or
Yes,
I guess today.
5 in the morning yesterday. It was 11.
Saturday the
The
11th.
date, yes,
Okay,
the
okay.
date was the 11th. Yeah.
That sucks.
Okay, back to Art Academy bullshit. So we brought up that my friend who's like the artist guy, and he was like the biggest like artist in the world. He was like whatever. He was like known for being like this grand great guy. And I had a project with him, and so I was supposed to do drawings on it, and I didn't do drawings on it. And he was like, he was. So when we were presenting it, they were asking me, how do you, how do you get inspiration? How do you get over your art block whenever you don't want to draw something? And I reached into the I know I didn't reach into the depths of my heart. I was like, oh, because like this is what I do, like for like, oh, I watch TV and I look at the clouds and I play with Legos. And then the teacher, who's this old like wrinkly ass bitch, turns over to the artist guy and goes, "Don't worry, I'm grading you separately."
Oh my god.
But like enough like for it's a bullshit move for like me to hear.
Yeah.
and it had it that caused me to think, what a bitch, because it's like you could okay, and like this made me look deep into my heart, saying, okay, art block, you play, okay, if any of you listeners are artists and you just lose your like creativity.
Creativity.
I had like a loogie in the back
Yeah.
of my throat. So so if you lose your flow, listen to me, listen to me. So David, can you vouch for me that I kind of just spit art out like very fast?
Yeah.
I don't really get burned
I
out.
look at your rough tensive profile and I see it's consistent. It's like three
It's like
posts a week or something.
yeah, so, and so what I do is that I watch like comfort things. Watch something that's like comfort. So it's like, for me it was The Big Bang Theory a while ago, where it's like it was like the only thing I liked, and like I was done with that. I rewatched it like 3 times because it was like, oh, it's my comfort thing. And then I would find something new that would be like my little obsession, and like you gotta be like, oh, I gotta find something new, or something like people are gonna think weird about this. Don't let those thoughts in your brain. If that's like comfortable for you, then it's like recharging your like little batteries, and then you're like, oh, I'm recharged. Replenished my mana, and I feel good. Let me try my hands at like a drawing or a song, or maybe like maybe I'll watch something new, and then that new thing will inspire you. And you could like look at anything and try to like get something out of it. It's not really that hard to just like take a picture of the sky, and it's like, oh, you didn't make art, but you took a really nice picture of the sky, and then like maybe you got some clouds in there. Oh, these clouds look like this. Let me draw that down. Oh wow, that's a drawing I just did. Bam, you did something. That's a little win for you.
Yeah.
Or what like I my main go-to is this. So I don't really get art block all that often because I don't know why, but like when I do, I drink Dos Equis. Stay thirsty, my friend. I'm just kidding. So so future
Suntory.
me throw up the Dos Equis guy. So for reals, whenever I feel like I'm burnt out, I sit my ass down and I whip out some fucking Legos, and I just have a blast with Legos, and I'm like, I'm drawing, and like you're playing with Legos, right?
Yeah.
You're like you're building it. It's like you're feeling it with your hands and stuff like that, and you're like, huh, this looks good. What kind of color does this need? Oh, looks for this color. Look for this color. Oh, I like this. This is like a castle right here for my little Lego man. Bam! You just made a little story for yourself. Oh, there's a castle right here, and your Lego man lives there. And like, oh, he's got a this and that. Oh, he has this tree. It's kind of like you're building a little throwaway world, but at the same time, you're like getting that like creative juices flowing only because you're like projecting life onto like your Legos.
Wow.
And what another thing you could do if you're like, oh, I don't want to play with Legos, you could play like Minecraft, because it's like it. I'm not saying like, oh, Minecraft and Legos are the same thing. It's like its own like thing where like you're thrown into this world, and your guy has to like live in the world, and you're like, he's you or him. You're like you're doing his little hardships. You're celebrating his wins, and you're all that stuff, and you're the character, and it brings the like creativity back into you, even, but it's like you're not putting all that effort into it because it's like already there for you in front of you. But with Legos, you're like searching into you're building it brick by brick, whether in Minecraft it's like auto generated for you to like experience.
Yeah.
And that's like my main big go to whenever I have art block. And
I would have, for me personally, I would avoid Minecraft because I've been playing it so much with Caesar for the past like 3 months. So if you're burnt out on Minecraft, go with Legos.
yeah. And so here's another thing, like you need to like, so so what I'm drawing, if I'm drawing something, I'm like, oh, I'm kind of running low. I'll put on like a piece of music that I think would go over it, So I've been working on Alphaville a lot lately, and I have my own little like soundtrack, like it's like a fake OST soundtrack to the story, where it's like, oh, during this it plays Neighborhood by or Saturdays by the
That's
Neighborhood,
a good song.
and like oh, this one's Cannonball from Home, and like that's a good song. So like that
Is
also
that
like puts it into you where it's like in your mind it's playing out, because like you could see it in your mind visually, but I don't think you, when you're looking at it, you add the music in your mind too whenever you're like creating something like visually, like a piece of art. So like I'll put on a song that I feel would go along with like this moment. Like if I could make, like if I could make this as like well as I can, and I have no limits on the copyrights, that's kind of how I feel like you should make your own. It's like make writing a email and deleting it later, where it's like your own little thing for you to like have. It's like you know, in the future, in this project, you're not going to be able to use that song, but in your heart of hearts, you want this song. So listen to that song while you're working on that scene or on this project or this and that, and bam, you're like, oh, I'm in the groove now.
I can relate to that. Listening to a song while making something. Uh, Yesterday, I I went pretty hard on making music. I finally like got over not an artist block, but it's more like when you're
A slum.
when you're making things and it sounds good for like 10 seconds and you don't know how to continue it. So it's like, oh fuck,
Uh,
I just have to start over and make something new. Or you listen to it too much and you're like, this fucking sucks now. I need to make something new. Yesterday I finally got like 2 minutes into a song. Um, but
wow.
I feel kind of cheap because I felt cheap up until now, because I was listening to one certain song while I was making it, and I think it very heavily inspired how it sounds and like the chords I used. Um,
And that don't matter. You made a bomb ass song, probably.
Hopefully, um, I think it's kind of so my album that came out like almost a year ago. Um, Sometimes I listen back to like certain parts of it, and I'm like, I could do better now. So,
Yeah,
especially now that I have like better software and stuff, and I'm not just using my phone,
yeah.
and I have better resources, I think um, that's what I'm trying to do now. I'm trying to like, uh,
Get over
uh,
your little thing.
I'm trying to one up myself from a year ago.
Wow, you could do it, David.
Yeah,
Yeah.
um, I think it sounds a lot better than like some certain parts on Reflective.
Yeah. So,
So there we go.
okay, back to fuck that teacher. She was a rotting asshole who had too many Tinkerbell posters in her classroom.
It's very
And
specific.
yeah, and this guy, so the art my artist friend, who I was like, I think I was like directly competing with him on being like the best artist in the school.
That's how I felt with Sammy up until like he legit just got better than me. And I also
Yeah.
just kind of lost interest in drawing at the same time. So
Yeah.
I don't know.
So this guy, I was like, I think I was their like punching bag. I was their Meg Griffin in their little friend group. And yeah, it was really awful. It was horrible. But we were friends. But I think him being my friend was this excuse to
Yeah,
bully me.
it's like when a bully calls you like it's like
He's
yeah
my
we're
friend. We're
friends.
just messing around.
Yeah. It's like don't
And
tell him.
so one day I was just drawing in my like notebook, and he like came. So I was like sitting on the floor where like my knees are like holding up my notebook, and I'm just drawing.
Yeah.
And he like he would make little kiss sounds at me, and he like head butted me.
Mhm.
He like went took,
Yeah.
and he like knocked me on the head, and then someone went, they're kissing, and then no, he kissed him, and then like, did you kiss him? And he's like, and I'm like he holding my head because this bastard hit me.
Yeah.
And oh, I just remembered another story where
Okay,
so
continue
and
this
that
one
was
first.
no, so like that was the end of the story. It was like
Oh,
they're
okay.
kissing. I was like, no, wait, no, we're not. And
No.
so I was like, grabbing. So like I took a STEM class before it turned into STEAM: science, technology, engineering, mathematics.
Yeah.
And one time the teacher got pregnant. And one time this guy was like, "You look fat," and then she ran out crying.
Oh yeah.
One time, like I just ripped one of our projects in half. Like we constructed something, and I like me being the like I'm not okay. Have you seen pictures of me like before I was like a giant like Crash Bandicoot shaped man?
I think yeah. There's one of you next to Lucy, right?
Yes.
Yes, I think I've seen that one.
And so like I was that sized up until like senior year of high school probably. So we were
What?
all pretty short guys. We're all pretty short guys.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, to me, you're tall.
It was, yeah, I wasn't sizable. I wasn't like tall. I was like amongst like people my size growing up. Like and like so I wasn't a shrimp amoeba shrimp. I was like a short guy. And then like senior year, I was like this tall weird Crash Bandicoot shaped guy. I've seen me. I like every time I watch my like videos, I'm like I'm way too wide. Like wait. But
Yeah.
so since I was this little like small kid. So I mean, not it doesn't have anything to do with the story, but I was a small little, and I had my nose resting on the table while I was on like grabbing stuff on my backpack, kneeled over, and my friend like he like bops my like nose on the table with his fist. He goes, "Mm." And I fall over in pain, holding my face, and I get written up by
Oh.
the teacher because my
Oh, yeah.
friend like.
Were you disturbing the present or the?
We were like literally leaving,
Oh.
and my friend hits me on my nose. He like smashes my nose between the table and like his fist, and he makes a little fart sound, and I fall over, holding my face, and and I get written up.
That's bullshit.
Yeah, okay, and in another classroom there was a pair of scissors like jabbed straight through a monitor, and no one took it out. It was there for like the entirety
Oh,
of like it's probably still there. Either that or they took it out.
that just reminded me of a story from my middle school, but
Yeah,
I,
but
I
this
I feel like I
this
might have told it. Wait, no, I don't think we uploaded that episode. I think we scrapped
uh
that one.
well let me introduce this one teacher though.
Okay.
So this one teacher, he was like he was a big burly like lumberjack fat man. He was a Peter Griffin essentially.
Yeah.
And he was like Santa meets Peter Griffin but like bald. And he was like a massive asshole. And he was like, "You kids need to straighten up. There should be a war to make you guys like better." And
Warmongering
he
teacher.
yeah, and he was like, "I can't wait till my parents die so I can steal their brick from the Berlin Wall," or something like that. And he one day he arm wrestled a baseball student. Like, do you remember like the baseball guys like from like high school?
Um, I can imagine a group of baseball guys in a high school.
But not from ours.
Oh wait. Yeah.
So imagine
Yes.
one of those guys in like elementary school being like around my age growing up. I was like maybe like
I can imagine that.
yeah, so it was like 12, not 12, but like I was like more like 15, 16. And around those times it's like 12 to 15, 16.
Okay.
And and imagine one of those guys was like also my age, but he was like also a baseball player or like a basketball player. And he arm wrestled the teacher and broke the teacher's arm. The teacher came in with the cast for like a couple
That
months.
son of a bitch broke my arm.
There was also like another like there was a teacher. His name was Mr. Z, and every girl at the school was horny for him.
Oh man.
Like, imagine like a really attractive, thin, like muscular but thin, like well groomed beard, combed hair looking ass motherfucker who would like be the gym teacher and like would wear like jerseys and like shorts. Every girl was like like had the hots for this guy.
Yeah.
And then there was my video editing teacher who was a bastard in the shape of a pin cone, a bowling pin,
Yeah.
and a pear. And he was like a big Star Wars guy. And apparently right now he's a SoundCloud rapper.
Oh fuck.
And he taught me how to like video edit and shit like that.
Yeah.
But he did it really poorly. So and like I was like, I'm never gonna video edit in my life. Why do I need this? And look at me now, doing not what he taught me. I had to learn it like on my own because of how bullshit as a teacher he was. And
Do you remember what
we made a
program you used?
movie, huh?
Do you remember what program you used?
Like iMovie. It
Oh,
was called like Make Movie or something like that back in the day.
fucking McDonald's like editor.
Yeah. And I was in a movie he made, and I played Lex Luthor as like a kindergarten, not a kindergarten, but like as a kid my age.
Hmm.
And so like it was like, what if all the what if the Marvel and DC characters went to high school together, and I played Lex Luthor, and I was in a suit, and I helped write the script and stuff like that, because we'd be like, okay, who
Oh,
has ideas?
didn't she like not get credit for this or?
Exactly, no. And like they're like, we want to make the second movie. Are you in to reprise your role as Lex
I'm
Luthor?
not okay. I'm not.
And wait,
I think you've told the story before, and I'm not sure whether this comes from like Dire Wimpy Kid or you, but at one point were you sitting outside in the hot fucking sun, like
yes,
in your like costume?
yeah. So I had my costume, which is like a suit.
This
It's a
sounds
suit.
exactly like something that would be in Dire Wimpy Kid.
It's a suit, right?
Yeah.
It's a hot ass like black suit.
Yeah.
But the only thing I didn't have was a tie, and the teacher was like so fed up with me for like no reason. He's like, "Okay, you're in costume, but you're missing the one thing. I'm pissed at you. Go sit outside. You can't come inside until you have a tie." And so I said, "Fuck that." And I didn't do the movie for the rest of the thing. And I don't even think they made the second one.
Oh.
Me being not on the team with my creative genius,
It's so
like,
hostile.
yeah, because I'm pretty sure I pitched a lot of really good ideas.
Me being
Like,
the elementary genius I am.
okay, there was this part where like they were under the school, right? The school was like under attack, and like it was me and the kid who played the Hulk, and the kid was, and so like, okay, behind this there's whatever we need to like do it. And he's like, oh, but what about this and that? And like, so they're in like a tunnel, like a Minecraft tunnel, and it's like I have an idea, hit the wall, bam, that hits the wall. And it's like there's like they're in the school, like they're in like some other. Oh no, they were in the basement of the school while the school was getting like leveled, and he smashes through the wall, and he's like, here's like tunnels that are under the school. Let's go.
Yeah.
I remember like I wrote that scene where like, how did you know like there's tunnels under there? Oh, the Bat Cave. Like literally, like I would
Oh,
make shit up.
that's that is a prime example of the restraint that is not there when you're that small.
What do you mean?
Like when you not or a regular person would not think of that.
Yeah, so
Like not.
I think the whole point was that Lex Luthor didn't like Batman, and like Lex Luthor knew where the Batcave was, and it was like right under the school. And
I put the
oh,
Batcave
I
under
remember the
school.
plot. I remember the plot. All the villains teamed up together and fucked shit up, and then some other thing happened, and they're like, we have to work together now.
With the heroes.
Yeah,
That's
that's why I was like Lex Luthor and the Hulk team.
Lex Luthor with your properties are like getting mixed up.
It was Lex Luthor and the Hulk.
No, I know. I'm saying like
It was DC and Marvel students like together,
That's so strange.
and he would do this school news, and one day my teacher was like, "No, you're a shit student. You're really stupid. You don't get to be in the news," and they left me alone in class.
What a dick.
And they left, and then one day they were like, one day it was like particularly hot, and since I'm a little idiot, I was rubbing my sweat on the table, Like I had my head on the table and I was like going in a circle because it felt good.
Yeah.
Because the table's fucking freezing because we just came inside and the tables have just been like rained upon by it's the air conditioner. And then like I totally forgot that the news team was coming in, and then and so I was doing that right,
Yeah.
and they were like recording like the thing, and then they left. My teacher's like, "Good job, Alex, you've embarrassed us." I was like, "What did I do?"
So they got you like rubbing your head on the table.
I'm pretty sure they didn't, but they didn't. But the teacher was like, "Good job, Alex, you fucking
Oh,
asshole."
so it's just in the presence.
Oh my god, one time this guy spun around and okay, so imagine Sumo from Clarence, put him up on screen. So this
There he
this
is.
guy, he no, okay, so back in the day I had a girlfriend and we were like, oh, we really liked each other. She was my cousin Lucy's best friend. And I still see her sometimes. So like she cheated on me with this other guy.
Yeah.
And she was like, "You can't be officially my boyfriend until I'm 16." And I'm like, "Okay." But we were like together at like school,
Yeah.
and like we were like a little couple, and I fought some dude for her.
This this is a reference to like episode 25 or something. 24
Yeah,
maybe.
and so and she was with this other guy at the same time. She was double dealing,
Yeah.
and then so since she's my cousin Lucy's like best friend, she she was like, "Tell Alex, talk to me. What did I do wrong?" And so like that. And then like my cousin, and then she was like, "Oh, she was just practicing to be a good girlfriend for you." I'm like, "That's not how that shit works."
Yeah.
And my friend Kenny, my badass friend Kenny, brought this guy over for me to kick his ass.
That's
He brought this guy to my house, and Lucy invites her pretty often to like do stuff. So like I think there was like a ruse to get me and her back together.
what like
Where
when was this?
like during high school,
Oh.
like when we graduated, we were like about to be together because we like lived close enough and like, oh yeah, she's old enough for me to be officially her boyfriend. And then my friend Kenny was like, dude, she's dating this other guy and you. And then shit
So
went
fuck
down.
this.
And then that this was like during first year of high school.
Oh.
And then like I think later during like the latter half of the year of high school, the first year or beginning of second year during no, okay, so I think it was definitely second year during Halloween. She invited me to go to Not Scary Farm with her, and I was like, "Wow, I gotta go to Not Scary Farm with my cousin, awesome!" And then like she invites the girl, and then like she's like, "Oh, I'm so scared, hold me," and I'm like, "Fuck no, bitch." I'm not an asshole like that, but I'm like,
Yeah,
no.
I mean the attitude like within.
Yeah, and then like I've seen her at like Halloween like parties,
Yeah.
stuff like that,
Is that
and
awkward?
it not really because like I don't I don't want to mess with that anymore. They got their own life, and my cousin didn't even know it went
Oh
down.
shit. Hold on, my dad's phone is in my room because I was supposed to do something. I'll be right
Okay.
back.
Da, 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 da. Wait, I can't even hum that or we'll get copyright strike. No! I don't want to play Persona 5.
I'm keeping that in the podcast. I just got back.
Oh my god, really?
Yeah.
You got back just when I said that?
I put my
fucking
headphones
timing.
on and I heard you. I don't want to play Persona 5.
Okay,
That's
so
pretty hilarious.
what was I talking about?
Seeing your ex at Halloween parties.
Oh yeah, it was very strange. Um, it don't matter. She's got her own life now, and
Yeah.
I've got my own. Look at me. I'm Alex, the Electronaut recorder
Look,
off Tensive, Rafi Ruff
I'm so
Tensive.
badass.
I'm incredible. Look what you
Look at
what
my
you
muscles.
look what you threw away
Yeah.
to be with Sumo from Clarence. And and then, like Kenny somehow like became friends with this guy. So like whenever me and Kenny would hang out, he'd always like be the third wheel. And like I was like, okay, I don't want to hang out with Kenny anymore just because like this guy who this girl cheated on me with, or like, I don't know, cheated on me because like was it cheating? Because if you're
It's-
dating two people at the same time,
Yeah, that's cheating.
okay. whatever. So like he would invite him over, so I just stopped hanging out with him.
Yeah. Oh well.
Yeah, but
So, thus
the,
began a
the
new chapter.
I forgot what the original point
I
was.
don't
Oh yeah, oh
remember.
no wait. And also Lucy didn't know this happened. And when I was like, she's like, why did you stop talking to what's her name? Oh yeah, she was dating me and this guy at the same time. And Lucy was like, oh yeah, but that was like so long ago.
It still happened.
Exactly.
9/11 still happened.
Still
The
happened, but I
Titanic still
really couldn't
happened.
care about it anymore. But it happened.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of. Oh, the sumo kid spun around in the field for like the entirety of lunch, and then threw up in class, and then slammed his textbook that he threw up in, and it went everywhere. That was the story.
I think we
You
should.
you 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 had a story though.
I did.
So yes, you did, and
Wait.
I totally like talked over
Oh,
you.
okay. I still remember it because it's so
Yeah,
memorable.
go.
Caesar's gonna be kind of mad that I talked about echoing again.
Oh, god damn it.
Yeah. Um, I don't know if Caesar's gonna be like annoyed that I didn't do this or that I told this without him, but I've been wanting to tell this for so long, but people are like people that I know from my old school, my old school, are like, uh, I want to be on the podcast so I can be around when you tell it, and then I can
People
add.
from your old school,
Yeah,
they're-
not our high school, but or my middle school.
but they're like listen to the podcast and are like, I want to be on the podcast when you tell the
Well, I
story.
mean Caesar, um,
Yeah, but Caesar's a
and
part. Caesar
Sammy and
and
Andrew.
I thought you meant some other fucking like rando was like, oh, I listen to the podcast. Can
No,
I be on the podcast?
no, um, just the people that you know. Um, but whatever, fuck you guys. I'm telling it. um,
Okay, yeah.
so in seventh grade, I was acquaintances with this very wide figured boy.
Oh, no.
he he had a very large frame, you know, and um, I don't know if this was before or after I like became friends with him over the no, it was seventh grade, so I couldn't have. Maybe I don't, whatever. Um, this large man, he was sitting over where the computers were in the classroom because the classroom used to be a computer lab, and we were just just going about our lesson, and um, all of a sudden I'm looking towards his direction where he is, and he's facing away from the classroom, the rest of the people, and I see this large flash.
Oh, I remember this.
I did tell it. All right, never, well, I'm gonna continue. This large flash, and I just see because he's so large. His I'm 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 not calling him fat, by the way. He's just very big,
Yeah.
and I see this like imagine like a half circle, like the top half of a circle, and then another circle on top of that circle.
Snowman.
It's like it's like this top half of a
You
snowman.
dick.
I see this. I see that silhouette, like in the flash.
He's God.
Yeah. For a split second, I see that, and then the guy, my eyes adjust, and I see the classroom again, and he looks back, and he's got that face on where he's like, "Ooh, ooh, I just did something bad." You know, like that wide-eyed look,
Yeah,
and
that's fantastic.
yeah, and everyone's just looking at him now. And the
No.
teacher asks him like, "What the hell just happened?" And he points to the outlet, and he was he was the, he was shoving staples in there.
Oh my God. Oh my God, that's so dumb.
Ah,
Oh
that's
my God, there was.
that's one of my favorite memories of
That reminds that just that reminds me of another fat guy that used to bully me. He picked on me. I was crying in class one time,
Mm.
and I was like, this guy threatened to beat me up. But one day he like leaned back. He was a big fat guy. I'm not ashamed to call him a fat guy because he was a dick. He was an asshole. He was a
Okay.
bully. He broke something. So he leaned back, and there was thankfully there was no one behind him. He like did that thing where like you lean on your like chair,
Ye-
and like the teacher's like, you're gonna fall back and crack your head open.
They always say crack your head open. It's always that.
But thence proceeded for him to fall backwards and domino effect knock over everything in that class.
In his trajectory.
Oh, another thing that happened in that class was that this kid who was also an asshole had a ponytail, and his dad came in and he had a ponytail. I was like, oh, that must be his dad because they have a ponytail. And then everyone in the class was like, oh, did you just say that? Oh, I wrote that down. I wrote that down on a post-it note. I'm gonna show the teacher if you. Oh my god. And me being like a clueless little kid, I don't know what I did. And so they were like, "Oh my god, I'm gonna tell you. I'm telling you." I'm like, "Dude, I didn't know what I did. I don't know what you're talking about. Leave me the fuck alone."
What did you do wrong?
Oh man. They were like, "Oh, they both have ponytails, so they must be related," even though they were related.
Oh,
And everyone was like making a big deal about it.
so they were like, "That's racist."
Another thing was some kid. So I sat next to someone and like they're like, "Wait, sit up really fast." And this kid puts his pencil under me and I sit on it and it like carves it carves like a hole through my like thigh.
Oh,
And I'm like, ah,
got got you with the rally like tinfoil ball.
yeah, oh my god. Oh, that's exactly what I was. Okay, so I was rambling about stories, trying to remember the thing where. Remember how I said that I can make my nose bleed on command?
Yes.
Where I fucking freaked out. I freaked out the guy who got ran over and some religious kid.
I think it's so funny that you could just do that, or
Where
that
I
you
just like
could just do that.
I can't do it as much anymore. Now I
You
can
shouldn't.
tell what I can tell when I'm about to have a nosebleed though, just because like that power I had.
Had a
So like
sixth
I was
sense.
sitting across the guy who got ran over, and I was like, my head hurts, and then I proceeded to to unleash henceforth blood from my nostrils onto my like table, and and it's like, oh, dude, oh my god, you need to go. And then the first time, and that was not the religious kid. I did it to the religious kid. It's like, oh, I don't feel so good. Oh, and then like I did it again, and the kid was like, ah!
I just imagine this happening. Oh.
And oh my god, I this was like when I was like writing one of the stories too. I wrote a story that like
Oh my God.
like okay, so I wrote a story. It was a really good story, and like I have to write Owlsville before I work on this because it's like a separate dimension basically. And so it has like a religion. It has a monk, it has a Buddhist monk in it, because like in that time in like the thing is like, oh yeah, this and that kind of is going on with like mutations where like the souls are going in, and he's like, can you not have like that in your story? Like, what a fucking asshole.
Oh God. Yeah, your teacher.
Not include that. No. It was a religious kid.
Oh.
Yeah, the religious kid was like, you should put Jesus Christ and God in your story, not a Buddha. Man,
What a guy.
what a guy.
Yeah.
Man, trying to remember other things
No.
like there was this. Oh my God, yes. Okay, this is if this is going to be the last thing in the podcast,
Yeah.
it's going to be a fucking banger.
I think yeah. I
There was
think we need
this.
to end the podcast after this one.
There was an autistic girl, but she wasn't like gone, but she was like nervous. But she looked like Hayao Miyazaki.
Oh.
She looked like and her hair was like matted, and she would wear like Christian clothes. Like she would wear a pink sweater no matter what year it was, no matter what day it was. And she was so sweet. She was my friend, but like as like time went on, like it felt weird.
Yeah.
because of like the no, like she kind of, it's like she was like normal, but she would do certain things that would like be really bad,
Yeah.
and people just stopped like kind of like interacting with her because of the things she did. Um, like my one time, this is the only time I remember she did anything wrong, because she was such a nice girl, and like I was her friend, and I trusted her with my belongings and stuff. But as time went on, she did this one thing, and after that, I didn't want to like be like around her anymore.
Yeah.
Where I was sitting next to her, right, and she digs her hand into her crotch,
Oh.
and she pulls it out, and she smells her hand, and as she like moves her hand away from where like her nose,
Yeah.
it strings out.
That's awful.
It was it
That's,
was nasty.
yeah, I don't think you could like look at someone the same after that.
It, well, man, she was such a nice
It
person.
hurts my brain.
Oh, another thing that I got justice on, that asshole that I just remembered,
Okay.
was that if this was in another podcast, you know to go search for it now. But around the end of the school year, they give us pajama day,
Oh yeah.
and I was in dance, so I know how to do dance, and so the dance room was pretty large for like a classroom, and as you know, like they have one giant wall of mirrors. We're watching Shrek or something. Either that or the teacher was like, "Okay, it's going to be like a dance kind of where I put on music and you guys can just socialize."
Yeah.
And there's also going to be a movie on just in case you want to watch it. And my friend, the artist dude who was the asshole, was chasing me around. And you think I would learn my lesson, because another time he chased me around, I slammed into a tree and like ripped my mouth open. And so I was chasing him around, and I lost him in the crowd, right?
Yeah.
And the floor, we're in socks, and the floor is very slippery, slidey.
Yeah.
So he's still running in the circle, thinking like I'm still in front of him, right? And it's not like he's been running for 5 minutes. So like I dip into the crowd for like a second, and as he's coming, I slide, like you know how Mega Man can slide.
Yeah.
I do that, and he trips, and he flies into the mirror,
Oh no.
and he decimates the wall.
Oh no.
And behind the wall, is a door. A door, a door with like it's like built into the wall, and it still has its doorknob.
Wow.
And thank you all for listening.
Oh.
Next time I'll let you know what was behind that door and who was living there. Goodbye, everybody.
Next time on the Electrocast, find out what was behind the door.
Find out who's behind the door.
The winner of whoever guesses this will get nothing. Goodbye.